All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Castlevania, Season 3, Episode 7.
We had ourselves some crazy portal shenanigans of the German quality.
That's right.
Yes.
Because while we had been told about that kind of stuff being the case, the world had been opened up by that just a tad. Now we have had the chance to see it. That's a whole other story. Yeah.
And a night creature came through here, and now we've got crazy cultists.
Indeed.
So, yeah, shit's whack, and it's gonna get whacker.
But meanwhile, Hector's having a great time. You know,
Hector's having a great time.
Things are turning around for him. Really, you know, he might find that he enjoys his time here. In fact, it is a possibility.
Yeah, I like to see things moving in this direction. I also like the collaborations going on Treffy and Sypha's side.
Yes,
I feel like them bringing everyone in together for potentially a good old-fashioned dungeon crawl could be pretty awesome.
Indeed.
And then having the support of the town involved in this, given that the cultists are going around carving marks
and
shit.
And then meanwhile, you know, our good boy Alucard.
Who?
Alucard? Yeah.
I don't know him.
What?
He's what? What? Who's that?
He is definitely not getting into dangerous water with this sibling
Has he been in this
pair.
season?
No,
I don't feel like he's been in the story.
Yeah. Well, you know, hopefully he survives both physically and emotionally.
I mean, sue me. I'm not talking a leap right now by saying this, right?
That was that pun was a leap, you know. But you made it.
I definitely traversed the gap.
The first half worked.
I
pretty
definitely
well,
teleported to my sword. You know, like
that's right.
I tried. But yeah, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this.
When do you think they'll make the move?
I thought we were going to look at the rest of the armory today. If it is in fact today.
Taka isn't good at mornings.
What could be more
quiet
important than that?
Yeah.
So many things. I'm not going anywhere, Taka. The castle's moved for the last time. I have places to guard.
Magic lanterns.
Lightning. Not magic.
You put lightning into lamps and you tell us it's not magic?
It's really not. You want to learn everything about killing vampires? The Belmonts made it their lives, and they wrote it all down.
Yep. It's the best place to study.
Joe had many human warrior slaves. Maybe more than we can take on our own.
Well, we can look at tactics.
And the lightning lamps? Can lightning be a weapon too?
We are just worried about a lot of things. You're being incredibly kind, and we are very grateful.
I know you're worried. Taka, you need to understand that I'm not just passing on ways to murder people.
I do. It's just that the odds are so stacked against us. I can't sleep.
You do need to understand. I'm sharing all of this with you, so that you'll remember it and pass it on. Not just the war making. I think Trevor Belmont would like the idea of equipping a new generation of monster hunters.
Yeah, so,
Little rapscallion that's going to discover
something
the
he
carvings.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Running. I've told you 1,000 times I won't have children running like wild dogs through my town.
Yeah, and he mentioned this before.
And you're here first thing in the morning because you like the freshest apples, aren't you?
Ah.
I thought so. If you go into the woods through the back field and follow the path until the fork, you go down the way with a big tree that you all say looks like an angry face, and you go over the creek, past the point the way your parents say you shouldn't go, right? I happen to know there's an apple tree in the clearing after that. It's my apple tree.
Don't.
And nobody's allowed to go there. If you promise not to tell a soul where you're going, go and get yourself 3 apples. And no more running.
Lots to do. Probably not enough time to do it.
I'm told you were drinking with
coming from
Belnardis and
Immortal.
Belmont yesterday.
I am extremely famous and they wanted to meet someone who'd seen toilet paper.
What the fuck is toilet paper?
It's Chinese. Good morning, Judge.
Wow.
Paper.
What?
That is amazing.
That
Yeah.
was amazing.
Just Breaking Bad moment. They open the cargo container, the storage unit. I thought you were gonna say the shits. Handprint on the cover. Okay.
Not an obvious thing to find in a church.
And that cover was stitched in some ways that made me think it's not your usual leather.
Prior Sala. Oh, good. Saint Germain. A question, Prior. This book, do you recognize it?
I don't.
Really? Because it's an unusual book to find in a church.
Many of these books are damaged. I don't see why this should excite you so.
Because the tears
Recently.
haven't yellowed, Sala. The section was removed within the last few months. And I wonder who selected this book from your collection?
I fail to see why this should interest me.
Because the missing section involves methods and processes for returning people from hell.
Perhaps someone simply pulled out those pages to wipe their backside with. I understand they use paper for that in the Orient.
You told me not to treat you as if you were mad.
I like it.
Do not disappoint me.
Maybe this town will be more reasonable.
Seems like his band of monsters has gotten smaller. Either that, or they're just not going to animate that many at once.
Good morning, Sir Forgemaster.
You know me.
I smell you. You'll find no fresh bodies to kill and forge here.
You're alone here.
Once upon a time, you may have found it quite overfull. 10 people to a house, screaming kids everywhere. It was teeming. Sometimes, I like it a little better now.
Did
That
you do this?
tattoo on her throat.
No. You can smell me too?
I see you.
The town is run by a magician. He has dreams of a city, a slave population to build it. So he swept up the surrounding villages, cooked their souls down to ash.
But you're still here.
Yes.
So, you let this magician take your neighbors.
Miranda.
You were able to protect yourself, but
Miranda on the Miranda.
I was able to frighten them away from me. I couldn't do a thing for anyone else. I had to just watch.
Cool.
the magician never came back for you.
He has what he needs. The mad bastard, building a city-state here. One day, the Styrians will punch through the cities that enclose them and swarm across the country.
I'm going to Styria.
Well,
Good luck.
You will need more of them. And Styria is still a good 2 weeks' ride from here.
I was betrayed.
The magician I spoke of has a transmission mirror, Isaac.
Oh.
Really?
To obtain such a treasure, you will have to kill everyone in that town so that the magician has no defense, thereby converting the entire population into more of your night creatures. Ah, kill them all, pretty forgemaster. They'll thank you for it. There are worse things in the world than vampires in Styria, Isaac.
Watch.
Yeah.
Got them.
I felt bloody useless ever since all of this became about magic and weird symbology.
Are you sure?
Yeah. A simple man with simple pleasures.
Yep, can't call for help.
Yep.
Oh.
Cool.
All right, follow it up,
Oh, I do like meeting a professional killer. And that grip gives it away every time.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Oh, this looks good.
Cool. Oh, nice.
All right, that was just stylish.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Oh!
I have way too much fun with this. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh. Oh.
Oh!
Ah.
Oh, God! No!
I found your vandal. He's a very naughty monk.
Fuck you to death. Keep a civil fucking tongue in your head when you're addressing me, monk.
The symbol has a set of meanings that taken together mean death and transformation. They're planning something magical in nature.
I mean,
And you think
shit.
this is a plan? Sala and his people are intending to take some kind of action against the town.
Maybe. What if the gateway was already open?
I think it is. I think it 100% is. It's just, where are they going when they're in there, you know?
Sure.
Actually, okay.
I mean, with that many
So here's the
mushrooms, I'll bet
creature.
they
Here's
take
the
very
night creature.
regular trips.
Dang, they got it up on like a crucifix
Oh,
thing.
shit.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I like it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a fun
the idea
development.
that it's restrained.
Yeah.
Like they are somewhat threatened by it, so they make sure it's stuck there, but they're not letting it die.
Right, like they're using it.
All right, another
Okay.
I would say more relaxed episode, except
Yeah.
they keep giving Isaac all the best scenes.
They do. They really
is-
do.
This is just another episode where it's like, okay, everything slightly advances across
Yep.
the areas there. We don't focus on Hector or Lenore or the vampires in general this episode. But we got ourselves a little bit more stuff with Trevor and Sypha.
Yep.
Dealing with the cultists. Saint-Germain finding a very creepy book.
And the demon splayed up and staked to a post.
Staked.
Okay.
Staked. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over easy.
Uh-huh.
Or wrong thing. No. Now I'm not even speaking right. But
medium rare.
But,
Yeah.
But then also on the side of things with Isaac, this conversation being loosely tied to the Saint-Germain conversation with Sala, because there was mention of a forgemaster
200 years ago that wrote that creepy
wrote-
book with the probably skin for a cover.
and then we meet a potentially ancient, not necessarily what they seem, old lady who recognizes Isaac as a forgemaster.
Yeah, as far as conversations that Isaac has had, like they've all been great, but this was definitely the most like this doesn't make sense of why it's happening kind of a thing. Like
Yeah, exactly.
just sort of shoehorned in, you know, because with
It's
the other people it's
very
like
odd.
it's like okay, there are people on his travels that seem fairly normal. They're just living their lives, but then they have like abnormal perspective, right? You know, And that's like that's cool and all that stuff.
This
but
is
then
literally
here
just
it's
the NPC dropped into his way, where they have like a way bigger story than Isaac, but Isaac and them don't have any reason to share that kind of stuff.
Nope.
Except this maybe old lady is very eager for Isaac to do his forge mastering thing in this next area.
On like a whole like town's worth of people.
This is the kind of moment where, to make reference to some other things, you randomly have just the devil show up and be like, hey, main character.
Have you ever considered doing this specific thing?
Have you ever considered being really, really bent on killing? You know, just kill a whole bunch of people. They'd like it. They'd actually appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, hold on. I'm an easy sell in general. Because,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
I'm all about that.
Right, but now I'm actually doubting a bit because you're being
so eager about
you're
this.
laying it on so thick, right? Like,
right.
Like if Isaac, if you told him about the whole mirror thing, which, by the way, great. That's cool. That's something.
That would have all you would have needed to do.
That would be all you would need. And as far as motivations for the lady, if it's like, hey, I don't like this guy, I can't take him out, can you go take him out for me? He has this thing that I think that you'll appreciate. Okay, cool.
She pontificated way too much. She gave way too much away.
Right. If you think Isaac wouldn't kill a shit ton of people while going to get that mirror, like, of
now
course
she doesn't know Isaac. Maybe.
You know.
But there's also the kind of vibes where he recognizes that she's at the very least a magic user.
Right.
Now, they might have both been acknowledging that they're both forge masters. But let's go out with as little assumptions as possible.
Yep.
She's just a magic user. She's got a lot of power, but she's here for a reason that's not one that she's wanting to necessarily share.
Right.
He bumps into her. Maybe she was here to bump into him.
Sure.
Maybe she has some mild fatalistic kind of abilities where she can kind of get herself put into the paths of other people. This could be a future antagonist. This could be the kind of character where they're a shapeshifter. They take many forms, and they're here mingling and fucking with just humans in general to achieve a specific result.
I got a big Kreia vibe from her, especially with how she enunciated betrayal, you know, and it's like, oh, okay.
I think you inferred that a little bit, because you said betrayal in her tone immediately after that,
yeah.
And it didn't sound at all like the way that she said it.
Okay, that's
I think
fair.
that might be your just memory of the way you said it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe I look for Kreia in places where she isn't there.
She's got a gray motif. She's an old lady that's got a magical aspect about them. She speaks in cryptic language. She seems like she's constantly disappointed in those around her.
Right, like literally, if she were to go up to, if she had said to Isaac, "Find what you're looking for amongst the dead," I would not have batted an eye.
And with the way that the writing team or writers or writer of this show kind of does their kind of goofy little quirky references and almost moments of breaking the immersion for the sake of a joke sometimes, like with the toilet paper a little bit. It's like
that was so good.
That was so funny, but it wasn't really that toilet paper was introduced that was funny. It was the way the judge said, "What the fuck is toilet paper?" That was amazing.
Right. Those are two words I never would have expected to hear next to each other.
So why would you put paper in the toilet? It immediately gets soggy and useless. That
doesn't
make
what's the
any
point?
sense. Yeah. But with her basically having this perspective of, oh, yes, go, bring death. Yes,
right.
Do it. You will be
kill
made
even the
better
prisoners
for it.
there. Like,
well, in some ways she's like saying you're not killing them, so you're
setting them free
so that they can have revenge, because there are worse things than revenge.
Well, and given that this is being brought up, I like the idea of Isaac and what he would do with the people that he would be saving if he killed the guy, and maybe any of his servants in order to get the mirror. That's an interesting question, because so far, the stuff that Isaac has done, he, for the most part, hasn't killed, like, the civilians in the places that he went to. He would kill the people that were fighting.
That resisted him,
right? You know, and, you know, because he's the sensible one, right?
Yeah. Just don't try to do anything. Just let me walk all
I'm the
over
reasonable one here. Just let me pass, you know? Stop ruining my day. But the idea of it being brought up of like, no, would you actually kill the people in order to increase your army? that makes sense from a technical point, that at some point he would have to, like, if I'm going to go to this place where they will also potentially have an army, then I need more people than the creatures that I have here. Okay, makes sense. How do I get those? Do I want to just go around killing people? If I was okay,
do I want to set up an actual forge and sit there, you know?
Right. I was helping Dracula kill everyone.
This shit, you know?
Kill all the humans. So I shouldn't morally really have a problem with that.
Right.
And yet that is not what I've been doing, because I've been more, like not reserved, but like intentional with the kinds of things that he does.
Yeah. He also randomly did get way less night creatures all of a sudden between the last episode and this episode.
Yeah.
Because I want to just throw this out there as something that's just a little thing here. Mm-hmm. It's easy to just put a silhouette in the dark than it is to fully draw and animate a night creature.
It did give me a little bit of that vibe of like Game of Thrones, Daenerys is unsullied, and it's like, how many does she really have? Not nearly that bad, of course.
No. That was also a moment where you saw them all die, and then randomly a bunch were just there again. But in this instance here, there was literally a conversation that he just had with the ant type, which also seems a little bit interesting that we then have an ant type people group that have been turned into their slaves. Did you make that connection?
Oh yeah.
A little weird.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, well, and that was actually one of the other things I was thinking with the idea of him making a bunch more night creatures, because after the previous episode and that conversation, that made me think that he might think twice about making more, because it's the, oh wait, I'm not just like I don't know if I vibe entirely with this creature that's here, and I'd be making more of them and like putting people.
That'll probably get brought up again once he comes up against this group with the magic user.
I would have loved
maybe
to see.
they're the forgemaster, like maybe they're the crazy forgemaster from 200 years ago.
Oh, that could
be. And this lady is more just like, no. I think you're okay, but also maybe she just hates forgemasters. And she's like, can you two kill each other? Like,
sure.
Can you two go fight?
But that was the other thing that seemed odd to me. Her speaking in cryptic ways and stuff, and it's like, we recognize that we're practitioners and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Why did she do the random like purple energy like unveiling thing, like showing off her anime powers?
She said, maybe you're not who you say you are, and she was like, no, I am.
Oh, right, okay.
Basically, sure. I am. Well, actually, can we just throw out something a little crazy there? Let me go back and actually listen to that line again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the way she said it, now that I think back on it, was a little bit odd. Because he says here, unless of course you're not quite what you pass yourself off as.
Mm-hmm.
Then the wind billows. Oh, I am. And that's it.
Right. So I guess she's saying, don't question me, and she was kind of pissed that he insinuated she might not be, But the thing that made me pause with that, is that at first when he says you're not what you pass yourself off as, I thought that was more of a reference to her being an old lady.
Sure.
I'm old, I'm weak, I'm just a regular lady sitting in a chair here.
Yeah.
As opposed to what you're passing yourself off to me as specifically.
Right.
Right. And so I guess that's what they were talking about, and then she's like, I'm gonna set you straight. I know my shit, But yeah. Like this in a very similar way to the ant night creature from the previous episode, it feels like we're setting up a specific character that is supposed to be important to the plot conflict for the future, especially for the general list of antagonists, I guess, that we have, right? To Sypha and Trevor, obviously, if they were to run into each other, but even potentially for Isaac, right? And yet, I feel like they're not all going to be relevant right now, So it
doesn't
really
matter, I think, right now. I don't think it really matters right now. It's just more the idea that she's a reminder that there are beings and people of magic and power in this world that are not vampires or forgemasters or are, say, a forgemaster, but aren't necessarily ambitious or wanting anything specific.
Right.
She's just maybe another immortal like Saint Germain. Saint-Germain, just chilling.
Yeah.
No, just enjoying the quiet.
Because one of the things I was wondering is, was she going to be like, let me travel with you? You know?
No.
Or something like that.
That would feel really weird. I almost was more expecting the, I'm going to manipulate you to push you in this thing here. And then
And
once
she is
you
doing
leave,
that.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
Once he leaves, if we ever see her again, that's kind of effectively what she was doing then. Because I think based on the way that she is right now, she's just gonna stay right here forever. And it's just she's the kooky old lady.
Right.
So either potential power figure in the plot conflict later, or kooky old NPC lady with no, real relevance. I don't think there's really any in between there.
Okay.
At least from my immediate perspective.
I like the old witch lady archetype. You know, I think it's a lot of fun. So if they do more with her character, great. But at the same time, yeah, she doesn't seem like.
Yeah, she feels very much dropped in the path of a character,
and she might, and that will be it. Yeah.
Her name was literally Miranda on the veranda, like she was on the little deck of sorts, like looking out over
the front porch or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that felt kind of funny. But all right, yeah. Once things kept going, she very much kept like pushing on the go do it. I also wanted to point out something here that was rather interesting. When he meets her for the first time there, she's kind of sitting back as if like, I'm very tired, but also I've been here a while. I will sit and continue to relax here for a bit. And there's this very clear kind of transition of her standing up to address him fully, sitting back down after demonstrating her power. He then sits next to her, and then the framing shifts to having her above him looking down.
Right.
And that very much denotes a command, an authority that might betray a little bit of her maybe desire to manipulate him in that case here. But anyway, cool scene. Very cryptic and mysterious. Hard to pick out exactly what that means going forward.
I would say, other than the joke of what the fuck is toilet paper, I think that conversation was definitely the sort of standout from this episode. And it almost seems like the show has been making sure that there's at the very least one of those each episode.
Yeah, which is good, because the show has been a lot slower recently.
It has been a lot slower. And
but now having this creature being staked up here, Saint-Germain being the reckless one, walking down in here, and given that there's no obvious portal right here, except for maybe whatever the reason is for the creature's eyes and tentacles to be colored that way.
Yeah, because it looks just like the rock he has, or very, very close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll
see. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.